Hill is providing live coverage of Attorney General Jeff Sessions testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee Wednesday. The annual Justice Department oversight hearing marks Sessions' first appearance before the panel since his confirmation hearing in January and the first oversight hearing during his tenure at the Department of Justice. Sessions says illegal immigrants should not get federal subsidies. 12:05 p.m. Sen. Ted Cruz of Texas questioned Sessions about his views on whether Congress should pass legislation to create a program that allows people who came to the country illegally as children to remain in the U.S. Sessions said the department has not taken a position on legislation following President Trump's decision to rescind President Obama's creation of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA). Cruz then asked if Sessions thinks personally people who are here unlawfully should be made eligible for federal welfare and other subsidies. If people are here unlawfully, it strikes me as the last thing you would want to do is subsidize that lawfulness, he said. You should not be normally eligible for benefits. Fundamentally, a person should not be attracted to enter the country illegally and then demand lawful benefits. Executive Privilege. 11:45 a.m. Sen. Sheldon White House driver pushed Sessions on his ability to waive executive privilege and answer committee questions and produce documents about actions taken by the administration, reading from an executive order on executive privilege signed by Ronald Reagan. White House said the Attorney General has the authority to determine on his own that executive privilege shall not be invoked. Well, the Attorney General does not have the power to invoke it, period. Only the President can, Sessions said. White House pushed back. You have the negative power to allow questions to be answered and documents to be released as not violating executive privilege, he said. You can make the determination under paragraph 3, correct? I'm not sure about that, Sessions said. I don't think so. Okay, I'm reading aloud. White House quipped. Okay, I'm reading aloud. White House quipped. Durbin slams Sessions for pulling funds from sanctuary cities. 11:30 a.m. Senate Minority Whip Richard Durbin on Wednesday slammed Attorney General Jeff Sessions for withholding grant funds from so-called sanctuary cities if local law enforcement does not comply with federal immigration officials. During testimony in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee on Department of Justice oversight, Durbin and Sessions participated in a heated exchange over the grant money. Durbin, who represents Illinois, quoted the superintendent of the Chicago Police Department, who argued undocumented immigrants are not the source of the city's violence. The Illinois senator said that funding is needed for a gun monitoring system in the city that helps police instantly know when a gun is fired. You want to cut back these funds because you want the city of Chicago to play the role of immigration police on federal civil laws, Durbin told Sessions. Mr. Attorney General, you're not helping us solve the murder problem in the city of Chicago by taking away these federal funds, and the superintendent says that your pursuit of undocumented immigrants has little or nothing to do with gun violence in Chicago. But while Sessions said the murder rate in Chicago is a cloud over the city, and argued good community-based policing is vital, the head of the Justice Department pushed for the deportation of undocumented immigrants who commit violent crimes. I think the politicians cannot say that if you remove a violent criminal from America that's illegally in the country and he's arrested by Chicago police and put in the Chicago jail, that once they're released, they should be turned over to the federal ICE officers so they can be removed from the country. They were here illegally to begin with, much less commit another crime, Sessions said. How does that make the city of Chicago safer when you don't remove criminals who are illegally in the country, he added. But Durbin fired back and alluded to hypocrisy on the part of Sessions for praising local police but disregarding the head of the Chicago Police Department. Mr. Attorney General, you can't give an opening statement throwing a bouquet to local police and then ignore what the superintendent of police in Chicago tells you has nothing to do with gun violence, Durbin said. You want to cut off federal funds to that city and come here and criticize the murder rate. Sessions says he has not been interviewed by Mueller in Russia probe. 11:25 a.m. Attorney General Jeff Sessions told the Senate Judiciary Committee on Wednesday that he hasn't been interviewed by the special counsel handling the investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election. Sen. Patrick Leahy DVT asked Sessions if HES been interviewed or asked to be interviewed by Special Counsel Robert Mueller in connection with the firing of former FBI Director James Comey, the Russian investigation or his own contact with Russian officials. Sessions, who was appearing before the committee for an oversight hearing, first told Leahy to ask the special counsel but then relented after Leahy pushed back. "Well, I'd be pleased to answer that," Sessions said. "I'm not sure I should without clearing that with the special counsel." "What do you think?" There were some audible chuckles in the hearing room. Leahy then asked again, "Have you been interviewed by them?" "No," Sessions said. "You haven't been interviewed by special counsel in any way, shape or matter?" Leahy asked again. "The answer's no," Sessions said. Sessions' significance of Comey's error on Clinton matter not fully understood. 10:55 a.m. Attorney General Jeff Sessions during a Senate hearing on Wednesday criticized James Comey, saying the significance of the error the former FBI director made on the Clinton matter has not been fully understood. Sessions made the comments after telling the Senate Judiciary Committee that he cannot discuss the content of the conversations HES had with President Trump. Sessions said the president is entitled to have private, confidential communications with his cabinet officials. In opening remarks, Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley-Riober and Ranking Member Dianne Feinstein D. Califf told Sessions they wanted to know why the president fired Comey in the midst of investigations into whether Trump campaign officials colluded with Russia during the 2016 presidential race. Feinstein told Sessions it's important to understand what role he had in this process, including conversations he had with the president and others in the White House. Sessions, however, made clear he won't be answering such questions. He said he could not waive executive privilege. Feinstein pressed him during her line of questioning anyway, asking what his designated role was in Comey's firing. Sessions said he was asked to make a recommendation in writing and submitted it to the president. "I don't think it's been fully understood."